and all the land of Canaan fainted by reason of the famine. And Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan. For the corn, which Apostle Tara just mentioned, because the land of Canaan, those are Hamites too, for the corn which they bought, and Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt, because they had no more money to buy, and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, Give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence?
That's why you had the king over the other so-called Egyptians, the other Kemetic people, so you can understand. That's why you had set up a king, because he had that inside information.
It says, for the month.
And he did the same thing that the Rothschilds did, man. That situation with, what's that general? Wellington, during the time of Napoleon.
Yeah.
And they said that Napoleon defeated Wellington. And so there was a panic. So what the Rothschilds did, which were bankers, they played upon that panic. They were the ones that orchestrated that panic, and everything was dirt cheap. So they purchased pretty much everything, pennies on the dollar.
Look at Rothschild. You'd think he was selling apples instead of government bonds.
Bonds are now at 53.
All right. I'll keep on selling till I tell you to stop.
You're creating something like a panic on the exchange, sir.
I know. What kind of a flower is this that Hannah gave me this morning?
I don't know, sir.
Very pretty. It smells nice, too.
Mr. Rothschild, do you know what you're doing to the market? What have you heard?
My dear fellow, I don't hear things. I just imagine them. You know what kind of a flower this is?
No.
52. 52. That means I'm down about 25 million francs. And you the same, Legrand.
Can't something be done to stop him, Baring? You're the biggest banker in England. Are we all to be ruined by the gymnastics of a dirty Shylock? I've thrown the entire resources of Baring's bank into the pool, but I can't stop it. He's got us on the run.
Right. I bet you half a crown that Baring makes straight for this post within 2 minutes.
I'll take you, sir.
I'm tired of losing money. I'd like to win some.
You're a magician, sir. Here he is. Mr. Rothschild, I don't have to tell you this is nothing less than slaughter. You know my position. I'm responsible for this new issue at 71, and you're making it impossible for me to put it on the market.
We are both bankers. You knew I ought to have had a share of this loan. Why did you shut me out?
Certain pressure was brought to bear on me.
Ha! Ladrans.
Well, yes.
Then let Ladrans speak for himself. All right, Mr. Baring. I'll come. I'll follow you. About how much has this thing cost us up to now?
About £5 million.
All right. We'll make 10.
We sent for you, Rothschild, to make you an offer. You resent being left out of this loan. Mr. Baring, as you know, holds 3/4 of it. He is prepared to part with half of that to you. Will that satisfy you?
What about the other quarter?
That, as you know, is held by us.
Oh, yes. You bought it at 71.
Well, we're responsible for it.
You bought it at 71.
It was allotted to us.
And not against your will, I hope.
Certainly not.
So you bought it at 71.
What do you mean, bought it?
Can you pay for it at 71?
You know perfectly well that no one is prepared to pay in full for an entire issue.
Were you prepared to pay anything? Could you have stood a 10-point drop? No. You took it for a rise. You're financially irresponsible, the whole lot of you, except Mr. Baring. Well, I know just how much money you've got, each one of you. And if I like to hold down the market till after the first of the month, and I can, you're all ruined and dishonored, including Baring's bank. Now, I'll rescue you on one condition. That you pass me the entire issue at 68.
That's impossible. Now, what excuse can we offer to the public?
Just say it was found necessary.
On what grounds?
Oh, on a technicality.
No.
Very well.
Wait, please. We have to deal with Mr. Rothschild. Under the circumstances, I consider his offer a generous one. And as the head of the House of Baring, I insist on Mr. Rothschild's terms being accepted.
What? Are you going to take it off our hands, Rothschild? That's uncommon good of you.
Hey, Count Mr. Road. Are you also on the preferred list?
Yes, but I much prefer to be off of it.
Well,
We've no choice.
I accept.
I say yes without hesitation.
complete rents?
Very well.
To save time, I had this little contract drawn, which I shall ask you gentlemen to sign.
So when the truth came out that Napoleon lost, it was too late. He had all that. He had all that substance, man.
Yeah.
That's how the Rothschilds became super rich, because it said that they're supposedly worth $500 trillion.
Right.
So if you're worth $50 billion, you're a welfare case to the Rothschilds.
Yeah, he had a spy on the battlefield. And the spy went back and told them what really happened. By the time the other people got the news, it was too late. The Rothschilds made out like a fat rat.
And war is a business. That's why you have perpetual war. All right? And they broke that down in the movie 1984.
Yeah, war. Yep.
And I think they had a book. In the book, if within the book, there was an actual book. I forget the name of it. I got to go back into it, man. But they kept the people. They kept the people thinking that you have to fight this war. There's an ongoing war. The war of terrorism, right? Mm-hmm. The war on drugs, the war on poverty. The war on poverty is still being fought. It's a losing battle, man.
Yeah.
It keeps the people dumbfounded, man, and it keeps the super rich.
Yeah, I think in the movie it said it doesn't matter if the war is not real. It's never meant to be won.
Terrorism is not real.
Yeah.
The ISIS.
Yeah.
ISIS. We know the deal about ISIS.
Yeah, it's not real. It's you're bogeyman, you know.
Con. So it says, for the money faileth, and Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. So then they went from money to cattle, right, to trade for the food. And they brought their
which is nothing but a barter system.
It says, and they brought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses, and for the flocks, and for the cattle of their herds, and for the asses. And he fed them with bread for all their cattle for that year. When that year was ended, they came unto him the second year, and said unto him, we will not hide it from my lord, how that our money is spent. My lord also hath our herds, our cattle. There is not an aught left in the sight of my lord, but our bodies and our lands. It says, wherefore...
You say our bodies, that's slavery.
It says, wherefore shall we die before thine eyes, both we and our land? Buy us and our land for bread, and we and our land will be servants unto Pharaoh, and give us seed that we may live and not die, that the land be not desolate. And Joseph bought all the land of Egypt for Pharaoh, for the Egyptians sold every man his field, because the famine prevailed over them, so the land became Pharaoh's. And as for the people, he removed them to cities from one end of the borders of Egypt even to the other end thereof. Only the land of the priests bought he not, for the priests had a portion assigned them of Pharaoh, and did eat their portions which Pharaoh gave them, wherefore they sold not their lands. Then Joseph said unto the people, behold, I have bought you this day and your land for Pharaoh. Lo, here is seed for you, and you shall sow the land. And it shall come to pass in the increase that you shall give the fifth part unto Pharaoh, and 4 parts shall be your own, for seed of the field, and for your food, and for them of your household, and for food for your little ones. And they said, thou hast saved our lives. Let us find grace in the sight of my Lord, and we will be Pharaoh's servants. So pretty much they basically became slaves, you know, and that's pretty much what these international bankers want. They want to make slaves out of everybody on the planet. That's why they want to stick that oil in you, or that mark, or that imprinted microchip inside of you to make you a permanent slave. You know, a slave for forever. You had something? Okay, so I'll just keep reading. And Joseph made it a law over the land of Egypt unto this day, that Pharaoh should have the fifth part, except the land of the priests only, which became not Pharaoh's. What's that? Oh,
oh, now you notice it mentioned went in from, because like Apostle Elatar said, it started with the corn, but you notice it went right into the slave thing. Yep. Because, man, that's how them Rothschilds, they really became ultra rich. It's through them slaves, slavery, and drugs. You know, in particular, the opium trade, which if you Google about that, you'll see where the opium trade netted the Rothschilds a lot of money, a lot of profit. You know, so that's how Esau really made his bones, so to speak, drugs and slavery. Yep, that's it. You know, or they'll tell you, oh, you got to study and work hard, go to college, and and then play by the rules. Then you'll make it in society. You'll become a success. Well, how did they become successful? Drugs and slavery. That's the ugly truth that they don't want to come out. That's right. You got it, bro.
That's right. You know, so yeah, pretty much that's it. You know, so you know that mark of the beast is a very important prophecy, because that's letting you know that this so-called microchip is, as they call it, that's the actual mark of the beast.
Yeah, I got an article for you. It says, now this is from National Report, and I was looking for a date. I don't see a date here. Oh, 12/26/2015. So this is pretty recent. That was today. It says, well, that's what they have here for the headline. It says, RFID chip now being used or now being issued in Hannah, Wyoming, as part of new Obamacare plan. Now, I was reading the comments down here. It doesn't seem like disinformation, because most of the comments, people are reacting to it, to this article.
That's an RFID chip, right?
Yeah, RFID chip now being issued in Hannah, Wyoming, as part of new Obamacare plan.
Can somebody tell me what a RFID microchip have to do with buying or selling? You know, you see how stupid Nate looks now?
Yeah, well, he ain't saying too much on it as of late. Hannah, Wyoming, it says the Obamacare RFID chips are currently being given a test run on the proud and patriotic citizens of Hannah, Wyoming. Over the last 2 weeks, a special piece of legislation has been passed making it mandatory for anyone who receives welfare, and that's how they're going to get you, Jakes. A lot of you are on welfare.
They're going to do it by classes.
That's right.
People that are on food stamps, Medicaid, Medicare, welfare, the police, CHIP, which is the child, what is it, the acronym CHIP? Child Health Insurance Program.
Yeah, CHIP.
And they have this state, each state has their CHIP program. Even if you look it up, it'll say CHIP program.
Yeah.
Child Health Insurance Program. So it's going to be orchestrated through the insurance company. Yeah. And the so-called Obamacare is one step closer to that, man.
That's right. Yeah, any basic human need, they're going to play on it for you to get the chip. That's why the scriptures say he causeth.
That side window that's open. Can you open that little side window?
No, I didn't.
Okay, X that out. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. That's why the scriptures say he causeth all, small and great. He's going to cause you because he's going to put that chip in areas where it makes it mandatory for you to get it, such as health, get your food, which a lot of you get your food by welfare, especially you so-called black women, you women of the tribes. So this devil, he's going to make it where you have to, and then you're going to tell your husband, look, we got to